The mystery document already? We haven't even started the video. Alright. The Declaration of Independence? It says all men are created equal. This couldn't be from America. Ah! I guess it is. Hi, I'm Rizal.
I'm Hum.
I'm Leanne.
And I'm Norman.
Welcome to Crash Course U.S. History. Today we are talking about civil rights and the current right debate.
Hello. The main idea that we're focusing on today is that the Declaration of Independence claims that all men are created equal. If this is true, then the civil rights movement wouldn't have existed.
When we're talking about civil rights, we're not just talking about the civil rights movement of 1955. Civil rights as a whole means the right of citizens of political and social freedom and equality. This fight for equality can be seen with disabled people during the Capitol crawl in 1990, where 60 people, including children as young as 8, abandoned their wheelchairs and climbed up the Capitol steps to urge the passing of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Women were also fighting for equality in 1848 when they gathered in Seneca Falls and read a rewritten version of the Declaration that expressed women's rights.
Gender equality! Woo!
They also broke away from the housewife stereotype during the 2 World Wars and became working women, proving that they could work just as hard or even better as any man.
Honey, make me a sandwich.
Ding dong! Honey, you've got mail!
The draft.
Another group fighting for equality is homosexuals. They created organizations like the Society of Human Rights and the Gay Liberation Front in response to hate crimes like the Lavender Scare and President Eisenhower banning gay people from federal government. Speaking of gay rights,
Awesome. Happy Pride Month. Alabama.
we have all this background history about civil rights, but you might be wondering, how does it connect to the modern world? Well, the issue of civil rights that is most critical to the United States today is the immigrant crisis. Why don't we move on and learn about the history of immigrant inequality and the equality that they're facing today?
Over the years, immigrants have lived negative experiences and have fought whether they're citizens in America or not. Numerous international human rights documents firmly establish the principle that no human being can be illegal or outside the protection of law. The emphasis on human rights gained world attention and also brought into focus America's racial exclusion of non-white immigrants. For example, during the 1924 Indian Immigration Act, it limited the number of immigrants allowed entry into the United States through the national origins quota. The quota provided immigration visas on 2% of the total number of people of each nationality in the United States as of the 1890 National Census. Additionally, the Chinese Exclusion Act in 1882 was similar. This act provided a 10-year moratorium on Chinese labor immigration. During the act, for the first time, federal law prescribed entry of the ethnic working group on the premise that it endangered the good order of certain localities. This was not only the incident where Asian Americans have been discriminated against. Not to mention, the Japanese internment camps were the sites of the focused relocation and incarceration of people of Japanese ancestry in the western United States during the Second World War and established in direct response to the Pearl Harbor attack. This remained arguably one of the most notorious examples of wartime hysteria driving public policy decisions based on paranoia and fear-mongering than fact-based security threats.
Rights regarding immigrants is still a huge topic today, especially since the inauguration of Trump as president in 2016. The Syrian refugee crisis has left the country divided over the question, do we accept refugees or not? In 2018, the US has only allowed 11 Syrians asylum, despite Syria being the location of one of the longest, most brutal wars and a major humanitarian crisis. Some have fled to the US illegally, who do not have any laws protecting them from being deported back to Syria despite the obvious danger. Trump's Muslim immigration ban in 2017 put an indefinite ban on Syrian refugees. From October 1st to September 30th, 2018, the US will only accept 45,000 total refugees, which is less than half that were allowed in during Obama's administration.
No immigration.
Another hot debate regards immigration from Mexico to the US. Trump, on the other hand, is looking to repeal DACA, which could put dreamers at a risk for deportation. Likewise, ICE is particularly active. In February 2018, ICE had detained more than 150 people in San Francisco alone. These people are then taken to detention centers where they can be moved around constantly or held for years.
People on the right tend to claim that aliens take America's resources without giving back, are expensive, are criminals, and that the US should focus on its own domestic problems before opening its doors to people from other countries. The Trump administration does not believe in a global refugee crisis at all.
What?
Really?
Much like those who do not believe in global warming or the Holocaust. The left argues that the majority of people who immigrate are not criminals, and that the rest should not be judged or denied help based off of the actions of a few. They also point out that undocumented people do give back by working jobs and paying taxes, although they did not receive any benefits from the government, and that deportation of people, especially those who were brought to the US at a young age, is wrong, because they are an American and everything but law. So sending them back to their country of birth is not forcing them to go home, it's taking them away from their home. It's ironic that the immigrant rights debate even exists, considering how the US came to be. Groups such as Save the Children have urged people to not ignore the atrocities kids are suffering. The American Immigrant Council, United We Dream, NILC, and more are fighting for immigrant rights. Our country remains divided, but one thing is for certain: no human being is immune.
I'll see you next week. Crash Course is produced and directed by Stan
Are criminals, and that the US should focus on its own domestic. I messed up.
Numerous international human rights documents firmly establish.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no! Gender equality!
You can hear the water running.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Hi! I'm Rizelle.
I'm Mr. H.
What?
I want to say it's all the same.